Hi, Zefton. I wanted to leave you some feedback on your rough draft. First off, let's talk about your formatting. In MLA, your heading goes on the left-hand side of the screen, and your header, which is your last name and your page number, goes here in the upper right-hand corner. There is a tutorial on how to format your paper in MLA located in the resources folder in Blackboard. So please go ahead and review that tutorial that will show you how to correctly format your paper in MLA. So in terms of the draft, I think you have a lot of really good working ideas here. So clearly you want to have your draft take place in Hawaii. And I think that you have one of the good things that you're doing is you're showing like all of the values that you gained from Hawaii. You know, you open up that way, right? Good morals, kind heart, and sympathy. So I like that, and then I think that you're beginning to build the details with the different adults in your life that really helped shape how you came to have these values. One of the things that I want you to work on is more clearly capturing place. So you mentioned Hawaii several times, but one thing that we don't yet really have is all the descriptive details that really capture Hawaii for the reader. So make sure you use some of that descriptive detail that we talked about in class this week to really capture it for your audience. Another thing that I don't quite see yet is you have a lot of details here and there, but what we don't have yet is a fully realized draft, like a fully realized arc. So you have a lot of details about your father, you have a lot of details about your mother, and then some details here and there about your coaches. You never mention what sport you play, but I think from class, I think you play football. So if you talk about the coaches, you want to make sure that you include that in the draft, right? Your reader will want to know, well, what sport. So I bring this up to say that you have a lot of like little mini points, but we don't have quite yet have a full story, right? So that's what I want you to work on this week, figuring out, well, specifically, what story is it that you want to tell? So you might think about a specific instance that really has a lot of meaning for you now, particularly that can illustrate some of these ideas that you start off with, the idea that you value good morals, a kind heart, and sympathy. So I would think about, is there a story that you could tell about your father, your mother, or perhaps your coaches that could really illustrate this for the reader? I think that would give you that fully realized narrative. Another thing that I want you to think about is clear paragraphing. So this whole submission is one giant block of text. You don't want to do that in professional writing. You want to edit for clear paragraphing. So, the rule with paragraphs is anytime you transition to a new idea, you make a new paragraph, right? So a paragraph is essentially a group of sentences that all discuss the same idea. And anytime you shift topics to a new idea, or you start talking about that original topic but in a different way, you want to create a new paragraph. Because it makes it hard on the reader to read a bunch of different ideas all crammed together. So think about it this way: readers like information organized in chunks. So that chunk is your paragraph, right? So that's what I want you to work on: clear paragraphing, a clear narrative arc, and more clearly capturing place for the audience. All right. I look forward to seeing what you do with this.